All right, Morgan, we're finally done getting set up for you. We're here. It's me, Code, and Camhun getting ready to talk about week two. Gentlemen, how's everybody feeling after not fantasy, but like football's back, right? Like we're all
Great. Yeah. Oh, we're
happy.
in it.
Did you guys spend Sunday like just all day watching, or did you have shit to do? I know you were traveling, right, Cam? So how much did
Yeah,
you
a
get to
little bit of
watch?
both. Um, Enough to scratch the itch.
Okay, there you go.
This next Sunday, not missing a minute though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you,
No,
Cody? Did you get to watch everything, or?
yeah, I had red zone on and everything. I watched some of the Cowboys Giants game, but there's not much to see after a certain point. So,
How
Yeah.
about him?
Yeah.
yeah, a
Yeah.
defense.
I did say to one of my employees yesterday, or not yesterday, I guess on Monday, I did say, "How about them Cowboys?" For the first time in my life, I think.
In your life, wow.
Yeah.
Feels good.
She and I love to argue about who's better between the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So it's but she's a good sport about it. So
Well, I live next to a neighbor that's a Cowboy fan, so that's gonna be fun.
how many times a
Thanksgiving's
week
gonna
do you
be
take a shit in his yard?
I should do that, to be honest. Uh, just have my dog do it.
Yeah, I
That'd be
like
great.
how we're just talking shit and Cam Hunt's just like fucking Philly fans, man.
I'll get the I'll get the last laugh. I mean, it's our
Yeah.
year.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, let's talk about what happened last week. So, showing on your screen the results of the week last week, the implications taking over the Liquidators by almost 50 points, led by McCaffrey. Kung Su Pandas pick up the win over Win Like Flynn by Tyreek Hill on his own, pretty much 44.5 points. The Webster Tigers beat out a favorite, Justin's Deli, 27.1 points from Calvin Ridley, who looked good in his return to football.
He's
Austin,
back.
yeah, Austin Eckler helps Brown at 177 over the inaugurals, the biggest, one of the biggest point differentials there, but from the former champion. The Seawards pick up the win over the Diamond Dogs. Aaron Jones looking good, Mort Dillon looking very okay, and Dan flashes at 77 to Rutger Raggy, 121.5. Stefan Diggs with a big point total there. Biggest surprise here, I'll go first. I'm a Dan Flash's truther. I think I'm still a Dan Flash's truther. Was not ready for sub 80 points in week one.
Yeah, that Cam's reaction says it all. Yeah, that's rough. Although, I mean, it was because Rogers didn't play, right?
I mean, he did.
Rodgers.
Four plays,
yeah,
and
that's
you know how much money he
all
made
right.
just for
All
fun?
right, too soon, dude. That's
Do you know how much
Don't-
money he made? I did some homework just for the hell of it. $75 million this year for playing 4 snaps and running down the field with an American flag. I mean, that includes his 2024 signing bonus and all that stuff
Yeah.
too. Don't get me wrong. But man, and I'm not
Well-
saying he doesn't deserve it or anything like that. I'm just saying, man, that's how much money a snap. Too much. 18 point something.
he's getting
1.75 million?
he's getting that money to mentor Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, hey, look, dog,
Hey, look, it's Kerchak.
buddy.
What about you, Cam? Any big surprises for you from seeing these numbers?
Maybe how low I scored. I think Burrow and Chase really let me down, but
Yeah.
nothing I can really complain about as far as the matchup loss. K-Mix team put up some great numbers. No chance there. Beat the median still, but I would have liked to see a little more effort out of those Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, that was tough. Does that concern you at all as a Burrow Chase guy, or not even a little
Nah,
bit?
it's like a trend that has been tried and true. The Bengals under Zach Taylor with Joe Burrow in week 1 are bad, and the Bengals away at Cleveland are bad. I got it out of the way in 1 week. Lost to the high score already. I think that's actually best case scenario. Not
Yeah.
really. Which the rest of my team could have picked up the slack, but
Right,
Yeah.
but that's
that
what
was
you
a
can
tough
tell
hole to
yourself.
come out of.
Yeah, especially when it's arguably your number 1 and 2 dynasty players.
Oh yeah.
Don't look that good there.
Mhm.
Let's take a look at the standings. Obviously, very early on in the season, so not really a whole bunch here. But in the Russell division, it stays with the Rutro Raggy colors at 2-0. Webster Tigers also 2-0. Dan Flash's Justin Daly 0-2, as neither of them were able to beat the median. Then we've got the Ryan Leap division, still stays in Kung Su Panda's control, who won the division last year. So even though the inaugurals won it all, Kung Su Pandas won the division. So it stays in their color at 2-0. Brown are also at 2-0. You picked up the win, as you mentioned, against the median camp. So the inaugurals are 1-1, and Win Like Flynn 0-2. Then over to the Achilles Smith division for the first time ever. I'm winning the division at 2-0. The Seawards coming in close at 1-1. They pick up the win against the Diamond Dogs, but lose to the Median to put them with that one loss, and the Liquidators and Diamond Dogs at 0-2. Again, this is code. I'll throw this one your way because we talked about that already with last week for you, Cam. But does this look the way you expected, or what's the biggest shock here for you?
I mean, I think the Delhi have a great team on paper, as we'll talk about later. But yeah, I didn't expect them to go 0-2. I knew I had some tough matchups and had some guys just fall short. Locke got concussed. Dylan fell on the 1 yard line a couple times. So it happens. It's football. But yeah, 0-2 is not the start I was looking for. Maybe if I put Jacoby Myers and trusted the guy that I've been a truther of all last year, it'd been a different story. But
yeah,
no, I think it's just kind of the way it is. If it's week 1, we can't go crazy and overreact to all this, but we're gonna.
Yeah. For me, it's the Jamarcus Russell division should be upside down. Like that's the main thing for me is I expected the 2 that are 2-0 to be 0-2, and the 2 that are 0-2 to be 2-0.
Right.
Otherwise, everything looks right to me. That's what I would have picked anyway, but I'm not sure. Cam, did you expect to come out 2-0? Are you happy with your 1-1 or?
Hate going into the week with the loser's mentality, but definitely, in my opinion, had the hardest matchup, which proved to be the case. I think for me, if I can just win the games I'm supposed to win, if I lose to the tough teams in my division, so be it. But I'm in control of my own destiny if I take care of the easy business and do what I need to do on my end and beat the median.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. Let's look at what's coming this upcoming week. Game of the week, Justin's Deli against Dan Flashes with Justin Fields and Jordan Love going head-to-head. Then we've got Brownout against Win Like Flynn, Kung Fu Pandas against the Inaugurals, Diamond Dogs against the Liquidators, Webster Tigers against Raggy, and the implications against the C-Words. And let's talk about the voting. So we had 7 people vote last time. This time around, we had 9 people vote, so we got most of the league to vote. And all those check marks lean to the left-hand side here.
Wow.
No
upset? Where's the upset?
No upsets. Let's talk about it. So again, Justin's Deli. I call Justin's Deli Dan Flashes the game of the week because the team that loses this one probably panics a bit. And we have, out of the 9 votes, 7 of them voting for Justin's Deli and 2 for Dan Flashes. Same exact numbers for Brownout, Win Like Flynn. So 7 for Brownout, 2 for Win Like Flynn. You have Kung Fu Pandas and the Inaugurals very, very close. 5-4, actually. 5 going to the Pandas. Diamond Dogs versus Liquidators is the only unanimous game at 100% for the Diamond Dogs. Webster Tigers and Rutro Raggy is awfully close as well. Why'd that stop? Oh boy, the music stopped on me. Sorry, boys. And then close all that. Okay, we're good. Webster Tigers versus Rutro Raggy is 8-1 for the Tigers to win and Raggy to win, and then 7 for the implications and 2 for the C-Words to pick up the win in that one.
I mean, they pulled it off last week.
Yeah. Do these votes look the way that you guys would have voted? Did you vote differently? Either one of you.
To be honest, I don't remember. I know I voted for myself because I try to inspire the team. But that one, honestly, it goes either way because I kind of feel like we're about equal on paper.
Yeah, at this point, I don't remember who I voted for.
Chase got no votes just because, I don't know. Week 1 maybe was just a shit show, but you never know.
Yeah, he's still got some fucking killers on that team. Just most of it's liquid.
Some of the trash talk. Raggy takes control of the division, which we'll see. Another one from, I would assume, Brownout. Should have started Tua. Feels good to start out the week with a win over the reigning champ. So it's actually friendly trash talk, which I didn't know that K-Migs could do that. Go Tigers from the Tigers, I'm assuming. Someone else said football sucks. And then why is
Dan?
I probably that sounds like something Dan would say. Why is the implications logo a boat again? It looks like he's going to crash into the lighthouse that is the C-Words this week.
Ooh.
So there you go. Okay, Migs, that's how you talk shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and I was nice. I didn't say anything, and now I'm all awkward. It does make me feel uncomfortable that our logos are almost identical. I didn't realize that until I was setting this scene up. But
well, I was gonna ask him like what the C-Words meant. Like, where's that from, or what is that for? But
I don't know. But I made 3 different logos that were very different. He picked that one. So
Okay.
I had a cute little Kraken one that I liked. I like this one. I did like this one the most out of all of them, but that's the one with. That's a good question for him, though. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're doing for our theme of this week, and we are doing week 1 overreaction. So each of us were going to be given a different division, and within that division, we're supposed to then, as you can imagine, overreact to what we think the team should be doing. And how things should be going. So a logo is going to flash up on your screen. Code is doing the Jamarcus Russell division. I'm doing the division of death division, and the
Ryan Leaf.
the Ryan Leaf division, and then Camhun's doing the Achilles Smith division since he's not in it. And the logo is going alphabetical order. And you guys were super prepared. You guys said you both had notes for this.
Yeah. Are you just winging it?
I meant to do more homework than I did, but I'm definitely more winging it.
That's fine.
But we'll make it work. All right, let's just go ahead and go for it. And I'm not winging it, but I'm slightly winging it. So week 1 overreaction, Brown out first. All right, here's the thing. You don't have an elite quarterback. You need to go get one. He's got too much.
Okay.
He's got too many starters that, in my opinion, are like top 8 guys, top 9 guys, top 10 guys, really good picks, good contracts. He doesn't have a Jamar Chase. He doesn't have a Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have, you could say Hawkinson, I guess, maybe. But for me, tight end is there's one and there's kind of two with Mark Andrews, and that's it. He doesn't. I feel like he doesn't have anybody that is the guy. Now he has Eckler who's hurt and Saquon, but like I don't know. I look at some of these other teams and their star-studded rosters, or they've got like these big names, and I feel like Brownout doesn't have that at quarterback. I feel like he's going to be in a position where he's playing the rotation with quarterbacks, and he had 2 on the bench when 2 should have been playing. He does it again next week. Like, if you make a mistake in the playoffs again, it's over. Why don't you just go ahead and get the guys you need to get? So that's my week 1 overreaction for Brownout, and this is messing up again. Sorry, the music's a disaster. Who's putting the show together? That's my week 1 overreaction. Is I'm afraid he's going to mess it up, and he should sell some pieces he should package some pieces and
to go get
the guy.
Yeah.
Get the guys. Yeah.
I mean, if Tua puts up 36 a week, I know it's not going to happen all the time, but I mean, I don't know. It's a good take.
There is one player on his team who I think might be like one of the guys at his position, and that's Tony Pollard. Not Cowboy bias speaking there,
Yeah.
but if his usage is
Fair.
what it is, I do think there's 3-4 guys you can make the case to be overall RB1, and he's one of them.
That's fair.
All right, moving on to the next one. Dan Flash's code. Go for it.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I'm fucking ruining it.
Yes.
Okay, so for Dan,
Just kidding.
77 points week 1, that sucks. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, he's got to throw in the towel. Reality is, it's week 1. You know, we can't overreact, even though we are. And you know, he's gonna be like thinking in his head, like, oh, I gotta go get my picks back. But that's just not the way Dan operates. You obviously never want to start 0-2 and lose your quarterback for the season with Aaron Rodgers going down. But you still got Kupp and Taylor, and you just gotta hold those assets until they come back. And if and when they return, I mean, he's got players, so he should have no problem putting up points. And maybe he sneaks in the extra pick bracket and then could potentially win and start retooling. That, you know, we'll have to see how the season plays out. But I don't know if it's like, I'm not saying don't panic. I'm just saying, like, you can't just like go get your picks back and expect everything.
That's not an overreaction.
Pull it out. So. Yeah.
All right. I don't think that's enough overreacting. I'm going to need you to step it up for the next one. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's scary to start 0-2, especially when he has none of those liquid assets. So it could be spooky for Dan moving forward. I guess we'll see. All right, Cam, we're on to you with the Diamond Dogs.
All right. So, I'm going to start off with the good. Zay Flowers definitely finishes as a top 2 rookie as far as number of receptions go, but probably just rookie receivers overall. The only other one in contention I got to say is Puka. He'll definitely be viewed as the best wide receiver from this class by week 6. I'm all in on Flowers. But as far as Diamond Dogs go, I think you're kind of in league limbo right now. You're hovering in the middle, which is fine. But I don't know. I don't see the firepower compared to the other people fighting for those kind of 4th through 6th spots. I just don't see it. And after that week 1 showing, looking dicey.
Mm.
Mm.
I appreciate the insight. I'll have to take it to the bank.
Shots fired. You guys are
Don't
not.
try to cash it.
You guys are supposed to be irrational. These are very solid takes. I'm trying to be the irrational one.
Well, I mean,
we'll
I don't
see.
know. All of my all of my takes are like, I guess, semi-moderate overreactions. They're not like freaking go nuts. Like the overreaction for Justin's Deli is like the team's just not good, which is false because they just had a really tough go week 1. But in my opinion, I think this team's the best team on paper, and I think you guys would agree. Maybe not.
In the division or overall?
In the division, sorry.
I'm still going to flash this truther.
I mean,
I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. On to the Deli. Like, yeah, they can't panic yet. Just wait till Mark Andrews gets back. It's gonna be fine. But I will say one thing about Justin Fields. I think the clock's like officially ticking.
Yeah.
So that's
garbage.
Dude,
yeah.
he's dog shit. That's literally what I was saying in our league. I think it was our league chat where I was saying, how do you overvalue people based off their ceiling? Like, people are valuing Fields at this crazy level, and it's like he's just not going to get there. He just isn't.
Well, and he's worth $71 in this league. He's on a 1-year $71 deal. So it's like, even if like he shows out near the end of the season and you re-sign him, you're really gonna spend that much cap on him.
The sell window is now.
Yeah, and not only that, he led the team to the worst.
Not to you, yeah.
He led the team to the worst record in the NFL last year. Like, how many more times do you get to do that and teams say you're still the guy? You know, if they end up at 2, I know that what's his face? Like, I know there was Richardson and Bryce Young and this and that, but I mean it's Drake May and what's his face? I'm blanking for some reason.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. Like Caleb Williams, from what I understand, is one of the best prospects in a long time, right? So it's like, how do you not? How as an organization do you not take the pick there? Like,
if you're getting compared to Mahomes, then yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't understand. So I do think Justin Fields is not the guy very soon, but we'll find out together. Kung Su Pandas. All right, the overreaction for Kung Su Pandas. I didn't do my homework. This is really embarrassing. I'm usually really good about this. Should I pull out my phone and come up with an overreaction quickly?
Well, see, I have my takes, but yeah, I think that you were thinking of maybe a different kind of overreaction than what I was thinking of interpreting it.
I didn't do anything. It's been a hell of a day. All right, overreaction. This is so bad.
If you want some time, I can go on to the next one. Who's next in the sequence?
No, I don't want to be a piece of shit, even though I'm being a piece of shit right now. All right, I'll do an overreaction. Dude, sell Tyreek Hill. You've got him on a 1-year deal. Your division's strong. The rest of the league is also strong. I know that Tyreek Hill is your main wide receiver, and you've got some good pieces there that you'd like. You got to sell Tyreek Hill while it's hot, and you can get a bunch for him. Because if he's really going to retire, you're going to need the oomph, because your roster isn't old, but it's getting there. Josh Jacobs is at the mythical age soon. Nick Chubb has a weird contract where he might not be there next year, like based on what his contract looks like. I would think that you could probably still get a shit ton for Tyreek. And then do you re-sign him? I can't, not mistaken, the Pandas, they're not in salary cap trouble. Let's see. I don't think they're in salary cap trouble next year, but they're one of the teams that's lower in the cap.
I thought they had literally $1 next year.
Negative $13 next year if they make that pick. Sell Tyreek Hill. You can't re-sign him. You need to get some picks. I don't know. That's what I'm going to go with. That's such a shitty take. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's definitely not selling anybody based off of his reaction to my hot take in the. But see, that was at the deadline.
But didn't he say?
That's not now.
But he said he was thinking about it. Didn't he say that? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No, I agree. He should sell these players probably before this week's games start. Tyreek specifically.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Right before your game starts against him, right? Yeah.
No, yeah,
Wait, Oh, really?
Oh,
that's perfect.
Who's he play this week? Me? Oh, shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Raggy, we're back to you again, Code. Sorry, you got a couple in a row here.
No, that's fine.
In our defense, it's the C words, the liquidators, and the implications.
Yeah,
are going to
that's
come
true.
back to back to back at some point in time for Cam. So
So yeah, Raggy's looking at his roster. He sees T Higgins go 0 for 8, 0 points, and he's like, well, damn. But then you look at it and it's like, well, he went 2-0. And I think everyone's gonna be like hating on Raggy because everyone always hates on Raggy, and they're like, oh yeah, Raggy's not winning nothing, not doing anything. It's like, well, honestly, he has 3 starting quarterbacks, whether or not they're like great quarterbacks. I mean, Baker looked all right. Sure, it was the Vikings, but it's like Baker threw touchdowns, Jimmy G threw touchdowns. He's
Vikings are
got a
frauds.
pair of elite wide receivers in Diggs and Higgins. I know Higgins dudded, but that's not going to happen every single week. And he has a playable running back tight end room, so I'm just not surprised if he makes a serious run of a division repeat here. And that is probably what the overreaction part is. So
what he takes a division?
I think he makes a serious run at it. I know that the Delhi are probably the best team on paper in that division, but on that's my overreaction for this.
I don't hate it. I don't think it's a bad one. I respect it.
For as often as our entire league loves to hate on the Wizard, he is 2-0.
Dude, I can't wait. So we haven't talked to him since he made the Wizard comment. I can't wait to ask him how he feels about it. Everybody calling him a Wizard.
K-Migs does it every time. It's just great.
All right, Camhun, we're on to the implications. Give me 1 second. Let me mute you on Discord before you start talking about it. All right, sorry. Go ahead. I don't like this take. It scares me.
No, you shouldn't.
It scares me.
Okay.
All right. So into week 1, teams lost Dobbins for the year, for the rest of time probably.
Yeah,
Deontay Johnson out for 4 weeks. Darren Waller, who knows? Travis Kelce's probably coming back. No worries there. Here's the thing. No picks available to trade at the current moment, unless someone's taking 2026.
But I'm not selling 2026 picks. Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
You definitely shouldn't. I don't think anyone should, really.
No.
So, not a lot of depth to begin with. All those injuries. This team's going to make the playoff.
Yes.
But this is going to be the team that every single other team in the playoffs wants to play.
Ooh.
I'm already licking my chops.
The
disrespect. This is like a overreaction / hot take, because this is really hot takey.
Yeah.
Now, the only way I eat my words is if Travis Kelce.
I swear to God,
home stack might be pretty good.
I swear to God. All right, do you want to? Damn, I don't want to do this. But I'm gonna. No, it's too late. It's too late.
Do it.
I swear to God. So do you remember the rule we did in that we put into effect where you get to the higher seed gets to pick their opponent? I'm gonna pick you.
Oh, no, you'll be picked first. Yeah.
Oh no, you bitch!
No.
If I'm the higher seed, when I'm the higher seed, I'll pick you. No matter the matchups, no matter the games, I'm picking the inaugurals. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget that I called you out like that.
I'll have to make a note.
Talk mad shit in our redraft league, and we'll do a little lunch bet each time we play. Just talk shit when the other league isn't bringing it. So I'm all about it. Let's do it.
Sweet. What's gonna suck is it's gonna be like the sixth seed's gonna be like Dan Flashes who limped to the line, and it's gonna be like, oh well, of course this team's gonna pick that, and it's just like, no, I'm gonna pick the team I'm terrified of, but we'll see how it goes. All right, the inaugurals. Hot take, you suck. Moving on. I'm just kidding. At least I get to get you back.
This is overreaction.
Yeah, no, overreaction. I don't think they make the playoffs. Let's go with that as my overreaction.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right.
I think that they had their window and the cards fell right for them last year, but I think that when you look at how Brownout and Kung Fu Panda stack up, I think that they go 0 or I guess they go like they're going to lose their games to them. They'll go 0-4 in those games, plus how it looks in the median. It's going to be really, really close, or you do make the playoffs as like a 5, maybe 6 seed. But there's no way you're top 4. I think you'll be fighting harder than you think you'll need to for
Jamar
the
Chase,
playoffs.
Chris Olave, Devonta Smith.
But they're all receivers,
Adams.
man. I don't know. I'm not a
Receivers win games.
Nah, quarterbacks win games, man.
The one
quarterbacks and tight ends.
PPR.
Yeah, I think quarterback.
Week
So
2 is the beginning of the Burrow-Richard scenario. Y'all watch out.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I'm still. I mean, we'll see how Richardson does, obviously. But I'm still out on him. But you and I have very different team building philosophies, Cam. So it's kind of interesting to see how it goes. I'm
I
like,
love me my wide receivers.
and I love you, my quarterback.
We do collect tight ends like
We do collect
like
tight
no
ends.
others,
Yeah,
but,
it's, I remember looking around last year, and you and I
foundational
had like
block.
16 of them.
I
Like,
mean-
what the fuck are we doing here? But
I've been
yeah.
starting to collect some too.
I know, it's weird. You've been a
Fun.
tight end hater ever since I've known you. I think you traded for Kittle, and I was like, Coates?
Yeah, I
tight
know,
ends is
that's-
you can make the
And
case
Freiermuth?
for every single one. You're like, oh, this guy's good. He might finish tight end 20, but hey, he's good. So
Yeah.
you'll just
Yeah.
never stop addicting.
Yeah. No, it's a can of Pringles. Once you pop the fun, don't stop. All right, let's go to liquidators. Let's talk
Okay.
about Chase a bit.
All right. So I think Michael Pittman was the most underrated fantasy asset all offseason after this
Yeah.
first week. I don't need to see more. They are funneling targets to him. He might be a wide receiver one, but what I'm confident in saying is he is the most overlooked player this entire last year, I'd say. Sam Laporta going to finish as a top 12 tight end on the year. Firmly believe that. This is the year the rookie tight ends kind of break that mold. And boldest of all, week 2, hell, I'll even say it for the rest of the season. Drake London ends up with more receptions than Desmond Ridder.
He didn't after week
Going out
one.
on
We'll
a
see
limb
how
there.
it goes. Jesus Christ. That's so bad, but that's just the Falcons offense for you, I guess. All right, let's see where it's Camp. Keep it going.
All right. Speaking of undervalued assets over the offseason, Aaron Jones. Not really a fan of A.J. Dillon. I think Jordan Love looks serviceable to above average, and there's still a bit of unknown with him. But I think Aaron Jones was someone we all overlooked. I think he is probably the best win now buy. And then second, and this is a guy I've been so high on since he was a rookie. I think this is the year that Adam Troutman puts it together and finishes at the top 12 tight end.
I love that take. I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy to make it as a top 12 tight end, I think, but it's still, when you talk about Adam Troutman, who's now figuring it out and had a good week 1, it should be a really interesting take. So
Here's the thing: the Saints traded a lot of picks up to get him out of Dayton University when Sean Payton was
Yeah.
coach of the Saints.
Yeah.
I think that's his guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think he kind of stumbled into a really nice asset there.
yeah. All right, Webster Tigers. Code, go for it.
Like the classic overreaction is that like, oh, 2-0, like they're gonna win it all. They're great, and I mean, they have a great team and they have a lot of great depth. But I mean, it's 1 week. And then my other piece is that the overreaction part of Gabe Davis sucking. And I know you guys both are Gabe Davis haters,
Yes.
which is, it's fair, whatever. He didn't do it for me last year, but when I sold Davis to the Tigers for 2 seconds, everyone reamed him and was like, I won that trade so much. I still think Davis is a good wide receiver and can have some spike weeks, and he might need that kind of production certain weeks to maybe like win some games over the heavy hitters in this league. And I know that there was that 1 week last year where Davis single-handedly won me that week over K-Migs when he caught that touchdown and grabbed it from Minka Fitzpatrick's hands. It's like a 90-yard bomb or something like that. And I mean, he is the ultimate risk-reward play, but I think the overreaction here is that the Tigers probably need that because 2-0 is I don't want to say fluky, but we need to see more probably.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. I just need to see more from them. That's my biggest concern. It looks like some of those dart throws hit, but I want to see it for more than 1 week. All right, our
I
last
genuinely
one.
think Puka is a top 20 receiver this year. I just want to add that on Bravo
Yeah.
Morgan.
And
Yeah.
that's not overreacting. That is, yeah.
That is happening. All right, last one. Win like Flynn. Win like Flynn. Here we go. Win like Flynn is going to win it all. Win it all.
Okay.
In next year. I think his team is built really nicely. So I'm going to just name some names, and we're going to talk about them in a minute. Daniel Jones, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Will Levis, Tank Bigsby, Andre Miller, Kyle Pitts, Najee Harris, Dak Prescott, Jerry Jeudy, Marquise Brown. All signed at 3 years or more.
Right.
Then you've also got Tillman, who's 3 years, as well. Algier, Carr, and Sanders all for 2 years. He still has plenty of good options that are still cheap on 1-year deals, like Brandon Ayuk. He still has McKinnon, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Chark. Still plenty of options here. I think that next year really could be Win Like Flynn's year. He's in a bit of a salary cap trouble, like 20 over the cap, but that's really easily fixable. You can see that from teams like mine and teams like Brownout was really over the cap, and you see teams like Justin's Deli, and I know you do this as well, Cam, where you've got your own spreadsheet and you're like looking at it. I think that they can fix those issues, and I truly think 2024 is their year, because when teams are gonna have to start to fumble with long-term security and depth, he already has it for 3 years.
Yeah.
I think this year is
Correct
gonna
me
be
if I'm
another
wrong,
rough
he's
one.
got Kyler down there too, right?
He's got who?
Kyler?
I think
No, Kyler is.
on Rick's team.
He is Kyler in every other league that
Oh.
we're in with him, but Kyler's on the C-words. But no, he does not. But I think that he still has a really, really good team, and I think that he's got he and Brownout both. So for example, you look at my team. All my contracts expire in this year, and I'm in salary cap hell next year, and I've got like 9 players on the team, whereas he's in salary cap shambles like for a minute. And then he's okay after that. In fact, let's take a look at it on the screen here.
And while you're pulling
fantasy
that up,
football.
he's got 2 firsts, I think,
Yeah,
in 2024,
yep.
and he has 2 in 2025. So he can like retool whenever he needs.
Yep, negative 30 over the cap space, not too bad. He still has a really good core here. I think he's going to be in a really good spot next year. For sure. Still plenty of different options and pieces that he can sell too, right? Like, so
Yeah.
he could sell Derek Carr and be $50 over the cap, but $50
Right.
like in profit. Again, those picks in 2025, I really like what Flynn's done. And in comparison to, you can see it's like that, like a stair, like an upside down stairs in terms of the contracts versus a team like mine, who it's just everybody expires at the end of this year. And then next year I've got 12 players on the roster, and I'm, $103 over the cap, in comparison to 14 on the roster that are good, solid players. I know Brown has done a good job with this as well, of the long-term security and stuff like that as well. Obviously, the Tigers are insane, versus some other teams that don't have that, right? Like Dan Flashes doesn't have it. The Implications don't have it. So I really like the roster construction from Win Like Flynn, and I'm curious to see how it goes for him and, where he regains that cap at. But I think that he's got it next year. That's my theory. I don't think this year's going to be a terrible year. I don't think it's going to be a good one, though. I don't think it's going to be as bad as last year. But I think this year is like a extra pick bracket finish for Flynn, personally. So, yeah, that's what I got. I did do a playoff picture thing, but I didn't put it here. Maybe I can pull it up real quick. I don't even think we need to talk playoff picture. It's been 1 week. But it was basically
too
like,
early, yeah.
it was basically just like
now on
who
to
would
our
finish.
week 1 overreaction segment.
Yeah. So, for the record, just for funsies, if the season ended today, Brownout and Kungsu Pandas are in the grand prize bracket with a bye. Inaugurals, Implications, Webster Tigers, and Raggy, are the teams that have a playoff spot. And then we've got Toilet Bowl is Dan Flash's Diamond Dogs, Win Like Flynn Liquidators, and extra pick brackets, Justin's Deli, and the C-words. We'll probably start to really show that, probably maybe like at the end of the divisional games or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll start to put that up on the screen too. But any final thoughts from you guys as we wrap this up here?
So I was thinking of the Tyler Lockett and 2/4 trade for Jamar Chase. That was what was that, last year at the deadline, or was it before?
That
Or,
was
like,
at
when,
the deadline. Yeah, at the deadline.
Yeah, because I'm like just now putting 2 and 2 together. I don't know if one of those 4. It wouldn't matter because he had the entire damn 4th round last year. But that trade was literally Tyler Lockett, a 4th, and Puka Nacua for Jamar Chase, basically. So, what is Morgan is just 5-heading all of us.
Let me see. So
I mean, think about it, because the thing is, he acquired the entire 4th round. So whatever picks he got
It was
from that
three,
didn't really matter.
3/4 a second, Tyler Lockett and Juwan Johnson
Yeah.
for Dalton Schultz, Jamar Chase, and he sent
And one of those,
$75
so
as
yeah,
well.
like if, looking at it at first, it's like, oh wow, like he absolutely got fleeced selling Jamar Chase when he was at that hip injury, and now it's like he got Puka, Lockett, and all that for Chase. Jeez.
But then he cut
Oh,
Lockett.
I think it sounds even worse.
Yeah. He cut Lockett. I mean, Juwan Johnson's still a really good starter. I don't know. I think the dream world is that Puka comes close to Chase. But I mean, it isn't as bad as we thought it was anymore with how it turned out, I guess. But I still don't think it's good. That being said, that Jamar Chase contract is scary. Do you have a plan for that, Cam? $386 in a few years.
That's not for me to worry about.
No.
That's future me's problem.
Okay. You're like, we'll have restructuring by then. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know what? I'm going on the record. I'm voting against restructuring. I
Ooh.
love dealing with the consequences of my own actions.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to have to like finagle your way around the cap space. I think that's like the difficulty in this. You can't just put together a super team, coast on it. You got that Burrow and Chase take up like 45% of my cap next year or something.
Right.
Do they really? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So
It's
178.
something crazy like that. It might not be next year, but the following year. But yeah, they're tied together. They're a package deal. If I ever sell one of them.
178 and 208, 386. What is it, 850 next year?
Yes.
They take up 45.4% of your cap space next year, the two of them together. Yeah. I really do. I swear, this is the last thing I'll say before we get off this freaking thing, because we're at the 36.5-minute mark here. I really did, coming out last year and then selling, really spending an embarrassingly long amount of time just staring at the cap spreadsheet, said to myself, I guarantee you a strategy could legitimately be to have all of your cap space, or like $750, and go into free agency, not this coming off season, but probably the one after that. And everybody that got signed to a 3-year deal is a free agent. Yeah, like people are going to re-sign certain people, but you could just say, nah, I want that guy, he's mine, and you can't fucking stop me because I have $800 to spend, and you have... How much did I have like this offseason? How much did you guys have this offseason? Like 50, 60, 70 if you were in like a good spot?
I had a pretty good amount because I know I've been kind of handling the cap, at least in my opinion.
But let's say you had like what, 150 going into the free agent auction? Imagine if someone's just like, yeah, I have 800. My dick's 3 times the size of yours. Like there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, yeah, and especially like for RFA specifically, because you're not going to be able to retain everybody. You get the 2 standard re-signs, and then the 1 RFA, and then the franchise,
the big one, yeah, which no one never signs him to a 5-year. Unless you're
right, and it's like, well, yeah, but he was just on such a good contract to begin with. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you walk into that RFA bidding with the all of that fat wad of cash. It's like, okay, like I can get anybody I want. And sure, the RFAs are picked by the owners, and they might not be great players, but I mean, I don't know, who was one of the RFAs last year that was like actually
Purdy was by circumstance.
Yeah, Purdy was
contract. But I remember I nominated like Dolchich, which jury's still out. But
well, let's say so, like in 3 years, right? So let's just take Kier, give me a team name. Let me put it on the screen. Give me a team name, any team name.
Brownout.
All right, let's go look at Brownout. So he's going to get to re-sign 3 people when all these contracts expire. Okay, so this probably isn't really. So Goff, ETN, Jahan Dotson, Kyle Phillips, Chris Godwin. Okay, so he gets to re-sign 3 of these. If he doesn't make any trades, let's just assume he will. So that's not accurate, right? So okay, you're the GM of this team. You re-sign 3 of these players, and you RFA one probably, right? Which one do you re-sign? Which ones do you re-sign? Which one do you let go in RFA? Let's say you RFA Brownout. So just
it's Goff. Who else?
I'm trying to zoom in for you guys, but I don't know how to fucking. Why isn't control working? This is really
the thing with Goff is that they haven't signed the extension yet, and they might, but like you don't really know and obviously this is like hypothetical, and he's
Right.
gonna have to make these decisions in the next year's off season.
Right.
Like, I don't know, what if Hendon Hooker is the QB1 and they let Goff go because Goff's worth or costs too much money? I don't know.
Right. Well, we don't know.
It's
So that's what I'm saying is let's
Yeah.
pretend you do some weird shit. Let's pretend he re-signed Eckler to a 1-year deal, right? So then let's
Yeah.
pretend that this is like 130 or something like that, and let's pretend Eckler
Right.
keeps popping off. He keeps doing
Yeah.
his thing, which is unlikely.
Just,
But
yeah,
who do
just
you let
keep-
go?
keep
So
franchise tagging him.
So Eckler, Godwin on this contract, which is incredible. Dotson on this
Yeah.
contract, which is incredible. Goff on this contract, if he's still the QB, and ETN. You've got to let one of them walk, and you have to RFA another one. So someone could have $800 and be like, "I'll match whatever you fucking pay this guy. Like I'll outbid the shit out of you." And then the free agency comes along, and this team's got more money than anybody else. They can go buy whoever they want. Like, just I'll outbid you. I'll outbid you. I think it's a legitimate strategy for a team to just say, "Hey, it's over. I'm going to fucking cut everybody, and it's going to suck because I'm going to have all these cap penalties, and I'll be short $100 in 2026. Like I'll have like $125 of dead cap in 2026. But guess what? I still have $900 to spend. I don't know.
Well,
I think it's really interesting.
Perfect example was Raggy. He thought he was trapped with the Trey Lance contract, then he cut him, and sure, he's got dead cap, but it's like, look at him now. He's got money to play with. So
I think he's the only one with nobody on the books in 2026, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Maybe we're theory crafting too much.
yeah, that's so far down the road. Yeah. No, I think this league will be cool the further it goes because we get to see the evolution of the NFL.
The only empty team in 2026. There's a couple teams that are close. I've got two, but Josh Allen's one of them for 515. It's really interesting to see. Like he, in theory, if he doesn't really sign anybody and just really pushes for this year, next year, and then all of a sudden 2026 he has all of his picks and all the cap space
in the world. Yeah. 2026 is the year if it wasn't this year.
Yeah, it could be. It's just an interesting thought. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Just
waiting
on
my team with 70% of my cap gone.
Just waiting for Brownout to continually slap the RFA tag on Austin Eckler every year until Eckler's just like retired. I don't know how. I mean, how many years do you think Eckler's going to continue to play? I know we got to get out of here, but it's like he's big on fantasy football. He's going to try to go as long as he can. What does he go to like 31 years old?
How old is he now?
The
28.
RFA tag on Eckler year after year is just disrespectful, considering what that man's been.
I mean, look, we are basically playing fake NFL right now. Although, you know.
How old's Eckler?
He's 28.
He's 28, but I mean, the dude is like loves fantasy and like I don't know, just I know he's like
he
gotta
also
worry about actually getting paid to do the job that he's paid to do, and maybe next year like they're like, oh look, Josh Kelly is way better than him.
Well, the other thing
with not pay Eckler.
The other thing with Eckler is he also he catches passes. He doesn't just run up the middle, so he could have a weird career where he sticks around for a while. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's the show. What did I say? We're gonna aim for 20 minutes. This way it ends up being 30, and here we are at 43. So,
Eagles beat the Vikings Thursday night.
by how much?
10 points.
That's not even a hot take. It's primetime Kirk. I'm going Eagles by Eagles by 27.
Oh my
By
god.
27? I'll take the middle. Yeah, there's your week one overreaction. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll blow them out, but I don't think it's gonna be by 27. You see the over/under betting line is like 49. I don't know.
I mean, their defensive secondary is shredded. We got injuries everywhere, man. It's yeah.
Also, how dare you disrespect Reed Blankenship?
I know it's Kirk.
That's my boy.
What do you mean disrespect Reed Blankenship?
You said, oh, they got Blankenship back there. No one can tackle. I love Blankenship. He's always around the ball.
No, I said he's out, and now we have.
Oh,
no
is he
one that
out?
can tackle.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I was. He's the only guy that's back there that can tackle. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
You
now
know
that
he's
gone.
You know he's a hard hitter when you got a white boy who's playing defensive back. I'm like, that's how you know he hits people.
He literally concussed himself last week by hitting people. He had like 12 tackles. Like he's great. I love him.
I like
but
him a
yeah,
lot.
He's not playing, and I'm just concerned.
Fair. All right, week 3. We don't know who we're talking to, or we don't know what our subject's going to be. If you want it to be you, let me know. I'd love to do it with a team that's 4-0. So whether that's K-Migs, Unicorn Bolt,
or the implications. Oh wait, that's you.
Oh wait, or Rubber Raggy. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'd love to do it with somebody else. But if you guys have ideas for what to talk about, so week 1 overreaction. Again, we'll do the trade deadline show and some other pieces, but I have no idea what we're going to do. for each week. We could just do the buy and sell, but I feel like that's boring. So if you guys have ideas, let us know. And if you want to be on the next one next week, let us know as well. Cam, final thoughts. Thanks for hanging out with us. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Just wanted to.
Oh God, I'm gonna kick him from the call. Hold on. What is this? Oh.
Oh,
Don't-
great!
don't forget.
I love it.
Best of luck to achieving your dreams. I've done it. You can do it too if you believe in yourself.
Has that been sitting on your desk for an hour, just
No,
ready
No,
to?
I moved it over here in preparation for it.
That's great.
That's great. Code, any final thoughts? Having that thing sit on the freaking table over here in the corner for like 2 months has been such a tease. I'm like, this isn't mine. Code, final thoughts?
Ready for week 2. Best of luck, everybody.
For the last 30 minutes, I've been trying to think of something snappy to say back to the Lighthouse comment, and I can't figure it out. So, Rick, you suck. We'll see what happens. Should be a good game, though. The problem is Rick has people I believe in. I'm an Evans truther. I like Swift. I like Stafford.
He has
Damn you, Rick.
proven
Go buy 'em.
producers. Yep.
All right, that'll do it, boys. Morgan, sorry for the delay. You're probably not even going to watch this all the way to the end. Morgan, if you watch this all the way to the end and tell me you watch this all the way to the end and can prove that no one else told you, I don't know. I'll give you $1. FAAB. $1. No, it's cheating. $1 discount on the buy-in next year. But you have to say within the next 24 hours of us posting this, you have to say by the 14th at midnight. What's the code word? Rochambeau. All right, you have to say Rochambeau in the league chat by midnight if you actually watch this all the way through. Okay, bye. Love you guys.